Ron Dowd. I was born in the old CNO hospital, delivered by Dr. Clatterball. My first experience with school was not that nice. At that time, the doctor came to the school to give the immunization shots. My brother was 6 and I was 4. Dr. Clatterball was giving the shots and he just having these children to come up. He's shooting them in the arm. Now me, I've always wanted to be in the middle of things, so I just wanted to move right up and see what was happening. Dr. Clatterball looked down, and since he delivered me, he knew that I was a Dowd, and he grabbed me and he shot me in the arm. I screamed. My mother came running. Doctor said, I'm sorry. My mother said, don't worry about it. She said, maybe those 2 boys will not fight anymore. Now you think that, well, that's pretty bad starting school, but then when I started at school, I found out I probably had the worst possible teacher in the world. She was the teacher who wanted to use a pencil on your head. If she thought you weren't paying attention, she'd come and hit you on the head. And if your hands were anywhere other than where they were supposed to be, she would take that ruler and slap you on the hands. But she laid out the rules. And she said, we had a swing set in front of the school. You had to carry the wooden seat out, put it on the chains, and then you could swing. And she informed me, you can swing on Monday. She went there, but you have to carry the seat out. And the other kids, they couldn't share the swing set with that grade. Another thing I want you to know that when I started school, only went half a day. We went a half a day. If you were first grade, second grade was a half a day. My father worked 3rd shift, my mother worked 1st shift. I had an older brother and sister, and they were expected to make sure I went to school. And when I got off at noontime, of course, I had grandparents, I had aunts and uncles, and everyone assumed that, that I was taken care of. One of the first thing that happened to me, I was out there swinging in that swing, and this 5th grade boy, he came out and he jerked that chain. And this little child just tumbled down. Well, I got up and I told that bigger kid, you can't swing in my swing. And he gave me a look. So I just went on over. There was a swing that wasn't being used, and I unhooked the seat. I got behind that child, and when he came back, I took that seat and whacked him in the head. I got a whipping when I was in 2nd grade. Now, since my school days was only a half a day, at that time the Masonic Theater, they showed movies during the day. It only cost 10 cents. So when I would get off from school, and it was a safe place, I would always have some money. Let me tell you, I could make money even as a young child. I could make money. I'd go to the chicken house and I'd get a dozen eggs and I'd take them down and I'd sell them for 10 cents, but I was going to the movie. And I'd get out and I would thumb to Clifton Forge, go to the movie, watch the movie, had a good time. But I wasn't so smart because all of a sudden, I realized, they showed the movies in the afternoon. And so when I was going in the morning, it was all right to skip school in the afternoon. But I wasn't smart enough to figure that, I would get caught. And so when my report card came and it showed I missed so many days, they wanted to know what was going on. And I said I got sick. But then sitting around the dinner table one day, we was talking about movies. My brother and sister was talking about the coming attractions, and I started telling them how good it was. Now I want you to, oh, this little girl over here, I hate to say this in front of you. But they said one time, the teacher got up and she said, we're going to have a pop spelling quiz. I don't know whether y'all like pop's quiz or not, but I sure didn't. And that teacher called the first word, and I just decided I didn't want to spell that word. I spelled another word, 4 letters. It started with an S. It started with an S, and it ended with a T. I wrote that word down 25 times. I was thankful that my mother worked day because my father was called and he had to go to school. And the school teacher started telling him about me and my spelling. My father looked at me and he said, son, why did you do that? And I gave my father the most innocent look. And I said, that's what I thought she said 25 times. We won't go into my high school days or my college days. But I'll tell you what, it was a safe time then. And I was so blessed to grow up when I did in this area.